is going on, everybody? Happy Monday. It is June 7th, Monday, June 7th, and we are in the thick, it feels like, of summer. It's been hot out here. If you're from Toronto, we're just loving it. We've been inside too long. Everybody's trying to get outside, trying to catch a little bit of the sun rays. It's honestly been really beautiful. So hopefully you are getting out there. You are enjoying the beautiful, beautiful, beautiful weather because it's really nice. It's really, really, really nice out here. So welcome to What's the 411. I'm excited. We have a wonderful show for you guys tonight. We're doubling up. You know what it is. It's like back to back. We're coming through. What's up, ladies? I'm excited because today we're going to be talking about so much needed conversation. All right. So to kick it off, we do have our first guest in the building, Miss. I'm excited to see Towana face to face because not only is she going to be a guest on the show, but she also was. She's coming from the UK, and she was one of our winners from a seat at our table at the spring edition. So we're super excited about it. What is going on, Towana? Oh, hold on. Let's see if we can see you. I can't see you.
You can't see me? Hold on.
Hold on. Let's see. It's just doing the hourglass. So let's see what's crack-a-lacking here.
1 second.
Okay.
Can you see me now?
No.
I don't know what's going on here. Hold on. I might have to switch to my phone because I'm on my tablet.
Okay.
1 second.
Okay. Well, I'm excited. Towana was one of our winners from the seat at our table, and it just so happened that as we were doing the commercial for pain-free period pads, which we're going to talk a little bit more about today, we realized that she uses pain-free period pads out in the UK. So I'm like, you know what, we definitely want to talk about it because I am getting those pads coming in here to Toronto. They're actually en route right now. So I'm really, really excited to hear more about these pads. I just felt like I just had a really good feeling about them. It's always good to have somebody give us a 411 on what those pads have done for her and how they've actually changed her life. So we're really, really excited to hear about pain-free period. Now, or they're actually called rain pads. What you guys want to do though is go into my IGTV, and I did an interview with Shanette Beasley from Pain-Free Period, and she's an ambassador for rain pads. So she gave us like the full scoop with the demonstration, all of that good stuff. And yes, all that good stuff, and it was great. So she gave us that in-depth, that one-on-one, that just candid conversation about the rain pads. So guys, definitely want to go and check those out.
Can you see me now?
No, I can't. I still can't see you. It's like an hourglass just going around.
It's strange because I've got connection and everything, so it doesn't make any sense.
Oh my God. So I'm not sure what it is. Hold on, let's see. I can't see ya, but I can hear you.
Right, let's take this camera.
Yeah. So what we'll do is we could try one more time if you want to come out and then come back in. Let's see if that works.
It's
can try it one more time.
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
It's frustrating.
You can see me though, right?
I
Can you see
you
yourself?
perfectly fine, but
can you see yourself on the screen?
And I can see myself on the screen.
Really?
And that's why I'm finding it strange.
Everybody in the chat there, can you see her as well? Let me know. Maybe it's just on my end I can't see her.
Unless I try going to a different room. I'm in my kitchen at the moment.
Oh,
the connection may be better in my bedroom, but
yeah, no, they can't see you either. So
okay, all right. I'm gonna have to come out.
Okay, come out and then hop back in.
Okay, cool.
Yes, so Shanette, I was actually just talking about our conversation that we had about the rain pads. I'm so excited to get these rain pads coming in. I'm like waiting for, that indication that they are en route. Literally, they're here in Toronto and they're coming to my door. So I'm excited about it. But I was just letting everybody know that they definitely want to check out our conversation so that they can get more and more in-depth information as well about the pads. And we also want to make sure that they can see the demonstration, because the demonstration is key too. A lot of information was shared that day, so definitely want to make sure that everybody is aware of the information and how informative you are on the rain pads as well. So we're excited. We're very, very excited. And I'm excited to have Towana. It was such a coincidence that she was on the last summit and she actually was talking about how the rain pads have changed her life. You know what I mean? So I was like, oh my gosh, we definitely have to talk about it, give people more of an incentive to want to try these pads, and it's a healthier way. We've definitely got to get on the ball. You know what I mean? So I was really, really excited to have Tawana come on the show, join me, and so we're ready to talk about it, ready to get in depth on these rain pads, and then of course, once they arrive, I am going to let everybody know. I'm going to make sure that we get in touch with some other different individuals who are right here in Toronto that are experiencing endometriosis as well. Um, yeah, she definitely loves the way she feels, for sure, 100%. She definitely does. So excited to just hear her story, you know what I mean, and how they've actually transformed her life, because that's all about testimonials. When somebody is out there and they've experienced a transformation in their life, more people are definitely geared to gravitating towards that same change. And for me, when I was just listening to what rain pads are, how they can change your life, just the possibilities, I was like, I feel like these need to be in Toronto. I feel like we need these pads here. So I was really happy that we made that connection, and we're making it work. We're making it make a landing over here in Canada, and who knows, this may be the start of something. I believe it's going to be the start of something great. So I'm excited about it. But we are definitely going to be connecting with anybody in Toronto who has endometriosis, any other symptoms that they believe, these pads would assist them with. We're going to listen to the Endo journey, and we're going to get right into it. So let's try this. Hopefully we can see her and get this conversation on and popping. Oh my goodness, we still can't see you, girl.
You can't.
No.
I don't understand what's going on. I really don't.
I don't know.
Because I can see you.
And you can see yourself at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then it's allowing me to invite people, so it's strange. We have
I don't know. Well, you know what? We're still going to talk. Even though I can't see you, the hourglass is going, so maybe it's going to catch up, and eventually we'll be able to see you, but we definitely want to talk to you.
That's
Yes, we can
fine.
only
Oh,
hear
I'm so sorry
voice.
about that. I can't believe
I
that.
know, I know. I was like so looking forward to us being able to connect like that, but it's all good. It's all good. We are
And me as
here,
well.
and I am honored to have you talking to us about the rain pads and about your journey and everything. So, introduce yourself, let everybody know who you are, where you're from, and all that good stuff.
Okay, well, thank you for having me and inviting me. My name's Towana Cespedes, also known as T, Tuts, or Tuts Endo Warrior on Instagram. Um, I'm an Endo Warrior and I also have fibroids. I don't currently have any children. I am an auntie and I am a godmother. So I'm an auntie to two nephews, two nieces, and a godmother to 9 children.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah. I'm quite child friendly. My background, I worked in social care, so I worked with children and young people with challenging behaviour, learning difficulties, and so forth. So my nature, I've always been kind of child friendly. So yes, that's me.
Awesome. Awesome. And you're from the UK, as we can
Oh yeah,
hear. I
yeah.
love
I'm
the
from the UK,
accents.
near Birmingham.
Oh, really? Okay, my mom was actually born in Birmingham.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know which part of Birmingham?
No idea.
No.
None
Oh,
at all.
okay,
It's
okay.
terrible. It's terrible. I've never been there. But yeah, one day I'm gonna make it. One day I'm gonna make it.
Okay. Well, I do have family in Bramerton in Ontario as well. I've got a great aunt over there.
Oh,
So
wow,
I have
cool.
visited once in 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a lovely experience.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, we definitely one day we'll cross paths in real life. You know,
Yeah.
it's easier. It's not as easy right now, but as soon enough, it will become, a possibility again for us, right?
Yeah, definitely, definitely. Because I want to get to Atlanta.
Yes, right? All the hot spots.
Yeah, yeah. And I've got an auntie that lives over there as well. So I've got a lot of family that lives out in the States as well. So
Okay,
I won't really
okay.
be stuck for anywhere to stay.
All right, that's good. That's
Yeah,
good.
yeah.
All right, so let's talk about it. Let's, get right into it. It
Hmm.
was, first of all, such an honor and a pleasure to have you on the summit as a guest, a viewer, and you were super participant in the chat. You were helping us out, being, in the comments and all that good stuff. You ended up winning some good prizes
I
that are
know.
on the way, right? But most importantly, I felt really, really excited when you had mentioned that you knew about rain pads. I was like, oh my gosh, this is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So talk to us about, endometriosis and what it is and the symptoms, and then how you kind of got in touch with rain pads.
Okay, well, endo is a chronic, often a painful and deliberating condition, which is when tissue similar but not identical to the lining of your uterus, the inside of the lining of your uterus. It grows on the outside of the uterus. So it attaches itself to pelvic organs, which causes scarring, adhesions, and cysts. So basically, endo is an inflammatory systemic whole body condition. So it affects the whole body. So it's not just about painful periods or bad periods, where a lot of people say that's what endo, that's what endo is, but it's not. Endo is more commonly found in the reproductive area. So your uterus, your vagina, your cervix, your ovaries, your fallopian tubes, your cul-de-sac. They also call it the pouch of Douglas, which is the area between your bowel and your uterus, and also the uterosacral ligaments, which where I've got it as well. It's also damaged my fallopian tubes, and I've got a lot of scarring. It can also be found urinary, so your kidneys, your bladders, your ureters. It can be immune, so a lot of people have allergies alongside it as well. It's respiratory as well, so it can affect your diaphragm, your lungs, also your pancreas. So that's why I say it's a whole body disease, because it affects so many organs in your body, and it literally fuses your organs together as well. So like your um, bowel could be fused to your bladder and things like that. So you can imagine why women are in so much pain, even like digestively, your intestines, your colon, your appendix, your liver, your perineum. Even it's even been found on the brain, which is quite rare, and also the sciatic nerve. So normally it irritates the sciatic nerve, but it's quite rare for it to be on the sciatic nerve itself. It can also affect blood vessels, arteries, heart, skin, and bones. So you can see where I'm coming from when I'm saying a whole
Yeah.
body. disease. Me personally, as far as I know, it hasn't affected a lot of these areas. It's mostly my reproductive areas, but I do know and have connected with people where they've had it on their lungs and their diaphragm. So with endometriosis comes quite a lot of symptoms with it as well. So you have the main common ones are painful periods, painful bowel movements and urination, pain during and after sex, and it can also affect your fertility. Now, it's affected my fertility, so obviously with all the scarring, all the adhesions, it's blocked both of my tubes and damaged both of my tubes. So for me to have a successful pregnancy, I'd have to go through IVF. And then people also report other symptoms. I get them as well: lower back pain, abdominal pain, cramps, bloating, shooting pain, spasm, and then you can alternate between diarrhea, constipation. Some people get really heavy periods and clots, nausea, vomiting. So, there's a whole range of symptoms that come with it as well. I get a lot of pains in my legs. Sometimes I have difficulty walking. Standing up for long periods of time can also affect it, and sitting down for long periods of time can also affect me as well. So the last couple of weeks I've had a really bad case of sciatica, and I find that sometimes that actually does trigger off my periods as well. But fibroids also cause similar symptoms to endometriosis as well.
Hmm. Hmm. Now, for fibroids and endometriosis, a lot of times we hear the term fibroids more than we hear endometriosis. Is it hard to get a diagnosis
Yeah,
for endo?
definitely. Yeah. They say that the average length of time that women wait from seeing the doctors to actually getting a diagnosis is the average is 7 to 10 years. Now, I've suffered with painful periods from when I started my periods at age 11. They were painful, they were heavy, and they were long. I was on for 7 to 9 days. I'd get headaches. So, I'd go backwards and forwards to the doctors, to tell them what I was experiencing. And basically just got told that, it's something that a woman basically has to deal with. And you basically grow up thinking that it's normal. So I'm at the age of 41. I started my periods at the age of 11. I got diagnosed with endometriosis at the age of 30. And I got diagnosed with fibroids at the age of 27. So that was like a 19 years before I got diagnosed with endometriosis. So I knew I had fibroids first, but then eventually I was diagnosed with endometriosis. But that was a real battle, a real battle. It takes a very long time, and you are not believed, you are gaslighted, which means that basically they don't believe your pain. Your pain is not real. You can't be in that much pain. And for me, you shouldn't be in that much pain with your periods, from what I've got to realise and done my research. And if your periods are really that painful, then there is something definitely going on. Definitely. Because as I said, I've had excruciating pains from the age of 11, and I've never had a break from it. My periods are very regular, so I've had constant periods, sometimes 2 periods within 1 month. And going through that every month is really draining. So it does affect all aspects of your life, literally. Intimacy, sex, relationships, with your partner, with friends, even with family as well. That constant cycle, of being in constant pain.
Right. So what
And
are the main differences between endometriosis and fibroids? Like, how do you know that you have one, the other, or both?
it's very hard to determine because the symptoms are quite similar.
Mm.
So as I said, I was diagnosed with a fibroid first, um, and I was told that it wouldn't cause me any problems. It's only very small. You know, it's not going to do anything to me. That was at the age of 27. By the age of 32, I had multiple fibroids, and they were actually putting pressure on my bladder, which resulted in me having constant urine infections for around 9 months. And I could literally feel them as well. I could literally feel them, and it was like extreme bladder pressure. So it was like no matter how many times I used the toilet, I still had that pressure and that pain. But what I found is more with my fibroids, that my stomach would bloat up more with my fibroids than with endometriosis, to be honest. Because they normally say that you have a uterus that's like the size of like a 4 to 6 months pregnancy
Mm-hmm.
because of the pressure and how big that can grow as well. So I have had treatment for my fibroids. I actually had an embolization to shrink them. They did shrink, but I know that I do still have them. And that's something that I'm looking into now because I'm having that bladder pressure and sciatica pain and stuff as well again. So that's something I'm going to have to look into and get an MRI scan to see where they are and how many I have got and the size of them.
Wow. That is a lot to take in. So, like, what was the breaking point? How did you get them to actually believe you and then diagnose you with the endometriosis?
After my 30th birthday, I started experiencing these pains that were outside of my period. So not when I was on my period. And they would literally cut me up and stop me in my tracks. And I was like, this isn't right. I've never really felt anything like this before. So, I went through the process. Obviously, here in the UK, we have the NHS. So obviously, you can access that service. You can access that service free. You would also have the private route where you can pay to go and see somebody. So obviously, I accessed the NHS route. They sent me for a scan, an ultrasound scan. The only thing they picked up from that was a cyst that I had on my left ovary. Nothing else was picked up. And what you find with endometriosis is that you normally won't pick them up from any scans or any tests or a blood test or anything like that. The only definitive way to diagnose endometriosis is through a laparoscopy, which is an operation where they insert a camera to have a look at your reproductive areas to see exactly what's going on. But as I said, yeah, it was a real battle. I went to the doctors. I got referred to gynecology. They first sent me for an ultrasound scan. Then, because they didn't find anything, then they decided to do a diagnostic laparoscopy. And that's when I was diagnosed with stage 2 endometriosis. Endometriosis does come in stages. The point system for the stages is done within surgery, so it depends on the location, how deep it is, and the size, of the inflammation and the implants. So, I was at stage 2. That was 2010. 2012, obviously, I was still having problems. That's when I had my embolization for my fibroids. 2014, had another diagnostic laparoscopy as I was having problems conceiving. So that's when I got to find out that my tubes were blocked and quite badly damaged, and that IVF was probably my best route for to be able to get pregnant. Then I decided, obviously doing my research, that when it comes to endometriosis, you do need a specialist that deals or has a special interest with endometriosis, because a lot of the general gynecologists don't understand endometriosis and don't really know anything about it, which is quite shocking, to be fair, because this condition, affects around 176 million women around the world. I would say now it's probably more about 200 million around the world. So
Wow.
by 2016, having my diagnostic lab with an endometriosis specialist, which again took about 8 months for me to get an appointment with him, because I actually requested to see someone in particular, and I was diagnosed with stage 4 endometriosis, which is severe. So you got stage 1, which is mild, stage 1, which is minimal, stage 2, which is mild, stage 3, which is moderate, and stage 4, which is severe.
Wow.
And
My
it's hard because
goodness.
Endo shares endometriosis, we call it Endo for short,
Hmm.
shares a lot of symptoms to other conditions. So sometimes they'll say it could be something like IBS, or it could be pelvic inflammatory disease. I got told it was pelvic inflammatory disease without them running any tests on me whatsoever. And I knew that it wasn't, because in a lot of cases, pelvic inflammatory disease is caused by STDs and STIs. Not in all cases that is the case, but you will normally find when you first approach the doctor with these problems, that's the first thing they'll want to do is STI checks, which I think, is really, really bad. And especially someone like me who experiences with painful sex.
Yeah, and since you were 11 years old, also you've been experiencing this pain, so I mean, they should
Yeah,
really be doing a
yeah,
different check, right?
yeah, yeah. So, it's we're not taken seriously. Women's health in general is not taken seriously whatsoever.
Oh my
You really
gosh.
do have to push, and you really do have to fight, and you really do have to advocate for yourself. So, you have to do your research. You really do. I joined support groups as well, but what I found with a lot of support groups was there was nobody that represented me, because, endometriosis really is classed as a white woman's disease. That women don't suffer with endometriosis. And, through the community on Instagram, there's a big community on Instagram, very, very supportive. There's people always doing lives and raising awareness about endometriosis. And you're in a good place there, you're in a safe place there, and you don't feel judged, and you feel very much understood, because this condition, a lot of people really don't understand it.
Hmm. For sure. I mean, it's extremely severe. I don't suffer from endometriosis or fibroids, but I remember when I was growing up, a lot of girls in high school used to, have to be off of school,
Yeah,
every month or have severe bleeding, as you're
yeah,
mentioning, for 7+ days. Sometimes they've been bleeding for the whole month, they'll go to the doctor can't figure out what the reason is, and
yeah,
a lot of women are put on birth control
yeah, yeah.
to control it,
Yeah, yeah,
you
they are.
know?
They are. I was on the pill for since the age of 18. I came off the pill at the age of 30. And the only reason why I came off the pill as well, and I mean, the pill didn't really do anything. It was meant to regulate my periods, because when I was that young, I didn't even know when I was going to come on. I just never knew. It would just show up. It would just be there. But it never regulated my period, and it never helped with the pain. And it was only because they checked my blood pressure, and my blood pressure was high, that I wasn't allowed to use the pill again. So I came off the pill. And that's when I was diagnosed with high blood pressure. And I think really that contributed to it as well. And I do think as well that the pill does contribute to some of these conditions that we do have as well. Because, there's endometriosis, there's fibroids, there's PCOS, so polycystic ovary syndrome. There's adenomyosis as well, which is another condition that involves more the womb, the lining of the womb. And then there's other things like fibromyalgia as well. So you normally find with endometriosis, you normally have something else that goes with it as well. They'll have another condition that goes with it as well. So obviously with me, I've got endometriosis and fibroids as well.
And Shanette is saying there's 1 in 10 women that are impacted by endo, but
Yeah,
they're unaware.
yeah. I mean, some women only find out that they have endometriosis when have difficulty conceiving. Now, when it comes to with regards of pain, it doesn't always depend on the severity of of the disease. So someone who's got stage 2 who is mild could have more pain than someone who is stage 4 as well.
how does that, so the, I guess,
So the
mild,
pain doesn't
moderate, severe.
correlate to the severity of the disease.
Wow. That's really tricky. So have they done a lot of research on endo? Like, do they know how one gets it? Is it genetic
There is
or?
not a lot of research on endo, but one of the theories is it's retrograde menstruation, which means that some of the blood flows back into the tubes. But it can be genetic as well because it can actually run in families. So you do have some people whose mother have had it, but you find that with a lot of them, they were never diagnosed with it because it's not very well known. I mean, I was 30. I've never heard of endometriosis, and I was 30. I and what you find is when you are diagnosed, you aren't explained to what endometriosis is either. You literally have to do your own research and find out things for yourself. And
Wow.
one of the things they normally say as well is there is no cure for endometriosis. So you have treatment options, but there is no cure for endometriosis. But they do say that hysterectomy helps endometriosis, which it doesn't, and that pregnancy cures endometriosis, which it doesn't either.
Well, yeah, because a hysterectomy is only taking out your lady parts, but then if endo is affecting your bones, your lower back, your, I mean,
Exactly.
there's the colon, the liver, the intestines, like there's so many other factors there.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Exactly. So there is a lot of myths and a lot of misinformation out there. And this is why people, are raising awareness, to talk about the struggles that people have with endometriosis and that it's not just a bad period. I wish it was just a bad period because for me, it started off where I only had pain just before my period and during, so leading up to and during my period. But then I started having pain all the time, and I was always quite fit and healthy, and I noticed my body started changing as well, and things that I was normally able to do with ease I couldn't do. So like I lived in a block of flats, and I was on that, it was only an 8-story flat, and I was on the third floor, and I could literally run up the stairs and run back down the stairs, and it got to a point where I literally couldn't even do that. I had to take the lift, and fatigue is a big thing as well. It's not just normal general tiredness, it's just that heavy feeling where you find you're struggling to it's like you're having to drag your body around.
Wow. Oh, so once you found out that you had this endo, what were some of the adjustments that you had to make in your life that might help somebody else that's, listening in on this?
Well, what I've got to learn over the years, diet plays a part. It doesn't always help everybody, but the way I look at it, and I've done more so since the start of last year, especially during the pandemic as well, um, to cut out gluten and wheat, dairy, sugar, um, processed foods, red meat. So last year I went all full blast blazing and cut out gluten, wheat and dairy and sugar all at once. Now they normally say, cut it out bit by bit. So I'll do one and then do the other. But I did notice that by cutting those things out, it has made a difference to my pain. Not 100%. I still, have my bad days. I still have flare ups, but it has made a difference, and especially to my stomach as well. I feel a lot lighter, like I'm not carrying as much. Where before I felt like I was carrying a lot.
Mm.
A lot of people go down the, natural remedies route. So, I do use herbs as well. I have a lot of ginger. I use a lot of turmeric. Vitamins are also good. Sea moss as well, is also good. That's got 92 out of the 101 minerals that your body needs, as well. So, it's finding what works for you because not everything that will work for one person will work for the other person. So, it's, once you start connecting with people, you get to find out, what people do, what people use, other things to manage pain. People use heat pads, TENS machines. I use that as well, hot water bottle. So, whatever, you find that works for you, really.
Mm, wow. Okay. It's important as well. I mean, I've been hearing a lot about, even when we had Jeanette on, we were talking about cutting out dairy, cutting out
Yeah.
sugars, the wheats, the gluten. It's
Processed
super
foods,
important.
especially as well.
Yeah.
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 Not
Yeah,
good.
for sure. Not good. They're not good for us, at all,
No,
period. We
no.
really shouldn't be having them.
Yeah. And last
Wow.
year for me was a year of changes, definitely. A definite year of changes for me. And it's just got better for this year. And then it's changed my whole mindset and the way I think about things now.
For sure. Definitely. The mindset is something that, yeah, once you change your mindset, it does help a lot
Yeah.
in improving your condition, just your
Hmm.
whole general, everything around you. But my gosh, girl, you're dealing with a lot. So definitely got to big up yourself. That's 30 plus, years of dealing
Yeah.
um, with this. And this is something, I mean, it's great of you to be out here to support other individuals, because you said you're in the community, you're talking about different things, you're supporting other people that are going through this. Having that type of community and being able to share that information for people, and even being on this platform, sharing your information with us is huge,
Yeah.
because there's somebody out there that's going to be listening to this like, maybe I need to go to the doctor. Maybe I need to go and check
Exactly.
myself out.
Yeah,
You know what
definitely.
I
I
mean?
would say, if you are suffering like that, you do need to go to the doctors because it's not normal. You are not supposed to be in that much pain, crippled, rolling around in agony. You can't move and can't do anything. It is not normal, and you do need to seek professional help. Now, I'm not no medical professional. This is just my, experiences. So, please do make sure because, I've got a cousin. It does slightly run in my family, to be fair, as well. I have got a cousin. When I was diagnosed, she was diagnosed before me. But then I have got some younger cousins that have just recently been diagnosed. And then I've got a 17-year-old who is really struggling really bad with her periods at the moment. So, I've pointed her in the right direction. I've given her some advice and I've also given her the rain pads to use as well. And she's noticed a difference in her periods as well because she vomits for the first 2 days. And she said that when she used it, she didn't have any vomiting at all. So I said to her, you need to keep using them and it will get better for you. But at the same time, these things do help. But at the same time, we do need to get, our problem sorted because with endometriosis, basically it needs to be cut out from the roots. So for you to be able to have a good quality of life, as I said, there's no cure for it, but it can help. So they call it excision surgery, where they cut it out from the root. And only really, especially someone that specializes in endometriosis can do that successfully. Because you have to think about it when it's other areas as well. You're dealing with other organs. So normally it's like a multidisciplinary approach where they probably have a colorectal surgeon, a urology surgeon if it involves the bladder. So, you can have a lot of different services involved in your surgery as well.
Is there like a certain period of time? Because you're mentioning a lot of young individuals that are suffering with this. Is it, are they, like, is there a have to, like, be diagnosed, or it can only be diagnosed when you're of a certain age? Or is it the younger generation that can also be diagnosed? Maybe it's spread, so if they are able to be helped when they're young, it may not spread for them.
The younger generation are able to be diagnosed, but then it's a thing where when they're suffering, you just see it as normal. You just think, okay, well, that's how it's supposed to be. And it's
Yeah.
because, as well, when you do go to the doctors, you're not listened to, you're not taken seriously. All women have periods, so, it can't be that bad. And like in my case, if things were done a lot earlier, then I probably wouldn't be in the position that I am now.
Right.
And this is why I'm trying to educate, you know, my cousins and even my niece. My niece is 14. She has a chronic illness herself, something called mitochondria, which is quite rare, and that's a genetic condition. And, you know, she's been through a lot, and we think that she's due to start her periods now. So obviously I've got her packs of rain pads. She will not be using the conventional pads at all. She will be using those. So, you know, I'm trying to educate them and my family and other people around me, you know, about, you know, especially what's in our pads, because I think this has contributed to a lot of the problems that us women have as well, because of all the chemicals, all the toxins and stuff that are in there. We're
Yeah.
using
So
that on
talk
our
about rain
body,
pads.
and, you know, that's going into our body basically.
Hmm. So talk about the rain pads. Talk about, you know, how you stumbled upon them and then how they've helped to change your life.
Well, as I said, last year I went through, you know, a phase where, you know, really was wanted wanted to change things. Last year I remember it was the hottest day of the year, so it was last August. Yes, it was the hottest day of the year. And I've already suffered with uncomfortable periods and very irritated when I'm on my period. So I literally cried that day because I was in so much pain. I was so uncomfortable. I was so hot. I just couldn't manage anymore. So I said, I'm not wearing the pads anymore because I used to use Always, the brand Always. I said, I'm not using them. And I literally wrapped a towel around me for the rest of the day and changed it for the night. And the next day I went to town and I bought some natural organic cotton. So I bought two different brands. I bought a bamboo brand and I bought a natural organic cotton brand. And they were very nice. They were very comfortable. They were very soft. But what I found was that they leaked and they weren't very absorbent, so they didn't really hold a lot. Um, so I was on Instagram, I was searching around, and I came across this page that said, I fix period problems. So I was like, okay, let me have a look, see what's going on here. So I had a look at it, and seen at that time they were called dual pads, but they've had a name change, so now they're rain pads. And I looked at the testimonials and the reviews on there, and I was, you know, really impressed by, you know, what I had read and the health benefits of it as well. So I clicked on the link to go onto the site and tried to order them. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to order them because they were only available in the States. So I came away thinking, oh, I would have really have loved to try those, really, but you know, I'm not going to be able to do it. And then I thought to myself, you know what? I'm gonna send Save Our Jewels a message. So I messaged her, and you know, I said I've seen the M pads, and I would really, really like to try them. And you know, she stated that she doesn't ship, you know, they don't ship outside the US, but she would be honoured to send some out for me to try. So I thought, yeah, I was really, really happy. I thought, yeah, hopefully, you know, these will work for me as well. So got delivered to me. I wasn't able to try them when I got them because I'd already finished my period, so I had to wait for my next one. And from trying the products, I was completely amazed. The first couple of hours of me coming on, I was in excruciating pain, but that only lasted about a couple of hours. And after a couple of hours, I hardly had any pain. I was like, is this for real? Is this for real? You know, I'm not feeling any pain. And the biggest test for me was when I finished my period, because just as I'm due to finish my period, my pain ramps up. So my pain gets worse, like I'm just starting my period. My
Wow.
period's finished now, and no pain. Continued, no pain. So I'm like, okay, that's good. Very good.
Yeah.
So the next month now, I use them again, and I hardly had any pain leading up to my period. hardly any pain during my period and hardly any pain when I finished my period. So I was like, these are a win-win. I can't
Yeah.
believe I've actually found something and I literally don't have any period pain. I was completely amazed. I felt comfortable. I felt dry. Um, I didn't even feel like I was wearing a pad. At some point, I didn't even realize that I was actually on my period because I wasn't having any pain. No
Wow.
smell, no aroma. All I can say is that my periods are an absolute dream.
Wow.
An
And
absolute
that's
dream. And I want other women to experience what I'm experiencing as well. This really does
yes.
mean a lot to me, especially after suffering for so many years. So many years. And the fact that, it's non-toxic, it's all natural, no irritation. I remember speaking to a girl who I connected with on Instagram. And from me even just talking to her about them, she was sold completely without even trying them. And I sent them out to her and she was like, I want to shout this from the rooftops. I said, this is why I've been pulling it on my page and letting everybody know, that these pads are amazing. Absolutely amazing. And then what I decided to do was, it was coming up to Endometriosis Awareness Month because Endometriosis Awareness Month is March, so we have a month, and everyone was doing lots of raising awareness and stuff like that. And I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do a giveaway. So obviously I started ordering from Save Our Jewels, and in my next order, I decided to order some pads for the giveaway. So I ordered some extra ones. So I did 2 bundles. So the 5 varieties that they've got. So the panty liners with wings, the moderate, the heavy, and the super heavy. So I got 2 bundles of those and said that I was going to give them away for 2 lucky people to try. And I didn't have a lot of people that entered. And then what I did at the same time as well was the 2 people that I connected with on Facebook, I actually sent a gift to them as well for them to try. And one of them, Nadine, Endometriosis Me, won. She sent
Wow.
me a brilliant video, and I swear that absolutely just made my day. I was like, it's helped me, and now it's helping somebody else. So for
Mhm.
me, that was absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I know. So for everybody in the chat, thank you guys for joining. Elohima, what is going on? Yes, we can't see the beautiful Towana.
I
We
don't know
cannot
what
see her,
happened.
right? I don't know what happened, but she's just talking to us about her phenomenal journey with endometriosis, how, she definitely found a way to help transform what she has going on. Of course, in combination with her change of diet, change of mindset, and change of the pads that she's using, it has definitely transformed her months, every single month, So
And I've
this
been
is great.
using them since last October. I've been using them now. So, I've give them a good, 6 months. And I can say that they do work. And I mean, even my flow's not heavy anymore. I can function, I can go to work. The fact that they're leak proof as well. So I don't have to worry. The fact
Yeah.
that it keeps me cool as well because it draws, the graphene strip is absolutely amazing because it draws the heat away from your body and it gives you kind of like vibrational energy. So I kind of feel like I'm on top of the world, like kind of thing. It's like I can actually do anything where before I literally didn't want to do anything. I just want to curl up in my bed, not want to talk to anybody, not want to know anybody. That that
Yeah.
that was me at that time of the month.
Hmm.
So, I mean, even today, I had feedback again today from somebody that's using them, and it absolutely just warmed my heart. And I'm gonna keep doing this. And now, I'm actually ordering them for women now, and hopefully, well, I know definitely I've got my order coming tomorrow. So all the ladies that are waiting, I did have some delivery delays, but all the ladies that are waiting, your pads will be coming very soon. Very soon.
Oh my gosh. Like I knew once I connected with her because I too, just scrolling on Instagram, we're always looking as women, we're scrolling, we're always looking for
Yeah.
something interesting. I seen that and I was just like, I went to the site and I myself tried to order them, but I
Hmm.
couldn't.
Yeah.
And then after I continued to follow her for a little bit, I'm like, you know what, let me get in touch with her and see if
Yeah.
she's interested in coming on the show to do,
Okay.
an interview. And then when I had her on the show, she was just like, she went all out. She gave us a demonstration. She talked about it from A to Z. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, she went all in.
I
And
watched the
I
live.
was
I
so,
watched the live as well because I'm not sure
yeah.
how I came across your page, but I did. I don't know
God,
how I
God,
come across these pages sometimes, but I do.
yeah,
And I actually
yeah,
seen Shanette's video on there, and it's nice as well because Shanette has actually reached out to me as well because she connected with someone that was in the UK. So I'm looking after that person that's here in the UK. And to be fair, this has been my dream. When I first came across this product, I was like, we need to have this in the UK. All women should be able to have access to these products no matter where they are
yeah.
because it is that good.
I agree. I agree. And it was just like as soon as you mentioned on the summit that you seen the commercial and you're like, I use rain pads. I'm like, no, 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 this is just too much right now. I know I need these pads. These pads have to come to Toronto. So I'm excited
Definitely.
for my order. I cannot wait. They're on the way. And I'm definitely going to be pumping and showing other ladies like we need to get on this health tip. It's good for all of us. It's something that we really need. We need an alternative. We need the
Definitely.
alternative, right? So, oh
Definitely.
my
And
gosh.
supporting my black businesses as well. To know that this has come from a black owned company, I'm so
Yeah,
happy to promote the product, which I did basically from day one. And I have to
yeah.
say that Tiara at Save Our Jewel, she has been absolutely amazing. Absolutely. She's gone above and beyond, to make sure that I got this product to be able to use it and, to be able to share it with other people. My dream has literally come true, and there's bigger things to come with this. Bigger
Yeah.
things to come with this, definitely. As I said, I need to get to Atlanta. I need to
You're
get to
gonna
that
get there.
boutique. It looks absolutely amazing. Really
Yeah.
does.
Wow. Well, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for joining the summit. Thank you for that connection. Just reaching out and talking about it. And then thank you for joining me on the show today to just give us all of this information because it's super important. You're super informative. And then, of course, it just makes me even more excited for my package to be coming in the mail. Like, I just cannot wait. I'm so excited.
I can
Yes.
imagine
So
because that's
thank
what I'm like. I'm like, I can't, like, it's nearly 1 o'clock here in the UK, and
Right? I
hopefully
know.
my package should be here in about 10 hours' time.
Oh my
So I'm
gosh.
getting really excited now, and then that's to get them actually sent out to everybody.
Yes,
So,
yes. Well, I
yeah.
just want to thank you for coming on. I know it's early in the wee hours of tomorrow, so we appreciate you.
It's okay
Um,
because I'm not at work, so this is why I planned it for this time.
all right. Well, let us know. Do you have like a motivational or inspirational quote, something that kind of drives you to keep going every day?
Yes, I've got something. Difficult roads often lead to beautiful destinations. So,
Love that.
as I said, my mindset has changed a lot, and I've come to the conclusion now that I literally don't want to work for anybody anymore. I want to work for myself. So, I'm looking at, generational wealth and to becoming financially free and sharing and helping other people as well. Because, we
Mm-hmm.
share, we learn, we earn. So
Yeah, that is so true.
that is
Well,
that
thank
is
you,
my plan.
girl.
But
Thank you
one
so
last
much.
thing I want to say, endometriosis is a very invisible condition, and with
Mm,
a lot of us, we don't look sick. We don't look sick.
yeah.
So you can't see me now, but if you look at me, I look fine. But it's
Mm-hmm.
everything that's going on in the inside. And
Inside.
we find that black women as well have the worst care when it comes to women health in general, even maternity, like maternal care, and obviously gynae care as well. And a lot of this has stemmed from back in the day where we had the godfather of gynecology called Mr. Marion J. Sims, and he basically operated on enslaved women without anesthesia. And this is why they say as well that black women, have a higher pain threshold. So obviously we can bear and take pain compared to white people. So within the care system, you can see where a lot of this inequality comes from, because a lot of these gynecologists were taught this as well. So, at the same time as well, it is good to look at our history to see where, a lot of these inequalities, have come from as well. Because there's a lot more that I would like to have talked about, but obviously there isn't the time as well. But yeah, it is
For
quite
sure.
big and it is quite deep as well. And we have to
Well, you
remember.
are always welcome to come back on the show anytime, Tawana. Just let me
Thank you
know
very
and we
much.
could
And thank you for
definitely
inviting me
talk
as
about it.
well.
Thank you. And thank you guys all for joining in the chat. Tawana, we'll be in touch. We'll definitely be, as soon as I get my package, I'm gonna send you a picture with the package. I'm gonna be so excited. Trust me.
Listen, I will be posting tomorrow. When I get my package, I'll be doing a video of my package. Then I'll be doing a video of all the things that I've got to get sent out with my packaging. I've got all my bags, my thank you card, just to make it that little bit more special. So yeah,
All right.
we'll definitely keep in contact.
Oh, for
Definitely.
sure. We will for
I
sure.
love I love
Um,
connecting. I love connecting with people and sharing my story and hearing everybody else's story. I'm learning every single day.
mhm,
I always learn
mhm,
something new every single day.
for sure. Oh, we're gonna send you the pic. We're gonna be tagging you, Pain Free Period. We're gonna be tagging you, Shanette. We're gonna be tagging everybody
I'll
on the
tag Erin,
Rainbow
I'll
journey.
tag in Soba Jaws and I'll tag in Shanette as well.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right. Well, you have yourself a good evening or a good night,
I will
and
do.
I'll be looking out for that pic, that video. I'll be looking out for it.
Okay, thank you very much. I'll be looking out for yours as well. I hope it's not too long
All right.
before you get it.
No, it won't be. Got our fingers crossed. It's coming. It's on its way. So I'm patiently waiting. I'm patiently waiting.
Well, you can understand my frustration because it normally only takes 10 days to get to me, and it's taken nearly 24 days to get to me. So you
Is
can
it because of
understand my
what is that
frustration.
from? Is that just the COVID situation or what
I
is it?
think so because my last couple of orders, when I ordered them, bang on 9 to 10 days. But this one, it's been a nightmare. It was stuck in the States for like nearly 2 weeks before it even got exported to the UK, where normally it's in the States for about 3 or 4 days, and then it gets exported to me. So I've literally put in another order just in case I'm gonna have the same problem again.
Okay.
So
Yeah. I gotta check my tracking number.
that's all I was doing every day. I was checking my tracking to see whether it had been
Where I'm at.
exported. I'm
All
like, I
right,
thought we were
Tawana.
waiting.
Yep. Okay, so we're gonna check out. We'll wait to see your video. Make sure
Yeah,
you send it to us. But we're excited for you, and
thank
we'll
you.
definitely be in touch. But thank you again.
Thank you
Thank you
very
for
much. Take
jumping
care.
on. All right, you
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my gosh, guys! Like, what a phenomenal story. I am blown away by all of the information that we received today. Super, super informative, and I'm so appreciative of Tawana for coming on and sharing her awesome journey with us. and just giving us the full scoop on everything that's going on. Not only did she go through in depth on what endometriosis is and fibroids are, for anybody that's not sure what it is, the different symptoms, and then there's some remedies. You know, we definitely have a big community of individuals, females out here that are at are doing a lot of awareness for endo, so it's good to get that word out there, start being more informative, informing yourself on the information, and then you guys know I'm gonna have the rain pads up, okay? So as soon as I get my shipment, I'm gonna let everybody know, and you could start placing your orders. If you're interested right now, you definitely want to send me your information. Check out the website, and I'm gonna put out some posts so that you guys can check out the website, and then let me know what you're looking for, because I'm gonna have everything. I'm gonna have it all for you. All right, guys, just give me 1 minute, 60 seconds. I will be right back for our second interview for tonight with Jamila.